you doing there, folks? Welcome to another episode of the Nexweave Show. A lot of you guys know me. I'm Bruce, and with me is one of the founders of Nexweave, Inder. Say hello, Inder.
Hello, guys. Hope you're having a nice week.
Let's jump right on in. We had some announcements that were coming up, and I don't want you guys to have to wait any longer. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Inder, I'll let you take over if you want.
Thanks, Bruce. So I think the whole last 12 months have been amazing. We went ahead with our first campaign, and then we came on AppSumo, and we pretty much hit the targets that we had with these campaigns. We also built a nice community, which is helping us get more ideas, more integrations out. And uh, the next probably couple of weeks would be the last days when the lifetime deal is going to be available to all our users. So those of you who are on the edge want to go ahead and try it out, this would be a nice time to do it. Uh, in terms of the updates, we've been taking inputs from our users on what kind of tools they're using more often or which ones they intend to use as we go forward. So we have now started speaking to them about native integrations. As you must have seen, there are about 3 tools out there which have done integration natively with Nexweave. We will probably take in more inputs from the community to see which ones they want to see Nexweave natively integrated with, so that it saves the additional tools that you have to integrate it with. You can do it natively with a simpler workflow, etc., etc. So very soon we'll have a poll being put out through which you can suggest which of the tools you want to see us natively integrated with, and then we can pick them up and try and complete them by the end of this year. Things that are that we put out. Other than that, since we've been requesting people to come forth and suggest what kind of developer partnerships they want to do with us, we've been fortunate to have been approached by about 5 to 6 of them who have very interesting use cases, which you'll probably see by the end of this year, where you'll see application nuggets being appearing within the Nextweave ecosystem, so that you can go and unlock some additional functionality by plugging in their APIs and using it in the Nextweave template itself. These could be forms, these could be personalized audio streams, these could be maybe some virality components, etc., etc. So stay tuned. The next 90 days would have some very interesting introductions in the whole ecosystem as well. And besides that, I've been having some conversations with some people within the community to see how we can make it a lot more easier and engage the community a lot more in terms of them sharing ideas, since they've taught us more than what we could have made using the product. So we'll have an announcement coming this Monday. We'll be also involving some of the very well-known community members in that particular community launch, where it'll be a nice community rewards program where you can come forth, contribute to the community, share your examples in terms of what's working for you. And we will have the community involved in a way where they will decide who's been the most helpful, so that we can just reward them in some small way as a gesture for them being a part of the community. So stay tuned. I think the next couple of weeks we'll have a bunch of announcements coming in from our end.
So what do we have to tell them that's going to come up in like the next week or two? Because that's going to be like an important time for Nexweave also.
Correct. So the first thing that we'll be doing is that we'll be probably sending out an invitation to all the community members and all the users, where we'll be taking in the first 100 individuals to go ahead and sign up for the new community that we're thinking of. It's going to be a gamified community where we'll get in some experts to share examples on how Nextweave can be used for e-commerce or for cold outreach, etc., etc. We've also spoken to some of our users to create mini courses, so that can also be used along with Nextweave. It'll just help everyone use the platform a lot better. And the whole idea is that ultimately each one of us has bought Nextweave for a very different reason. Some of you might be in the agency business, or in the cold outreach business. Some of you might be running an e-commerce business. So we'll try and segregate them into cohorts so that there are some definitive tracks on how to pick up the platform, how to use it with various tools, etc., etc. Plus, there are some experts who emerged from the whole exercise. Cell is one of them, who you've seen in many of the live streams. There are some others also who've been fairly active with us. So we'll try and have some community experts appear in some of these sessions, some of these community threads, so that you get more value out of the whole exercise.
There you go. Okay, so we talked about community updates. We talked about upcoming third-party updates. What about some platform updates? Because a lot of the consumers are always looking on like, hey, well, I want to see what's coming up because I want to see developments going on the platform. Things are being fixed or addressed, or new features are coming out. Let's talk about like first-party platform updates.
Yeah, so there are a list of widgets that we are also planning, which will be active widgets. You'll probably see them sometime next month, where you'll be able to have active timers, etc., as part of the expanded library. You'll also see some of them coming in from the developer integrations, because they will have some interesting widgets that people can start using. Other than that, the thing that has taken up most of our time is a UI refresh. Uh, to be honest, we started building the platform without getting a designer on board as such. So most of the UI that you see is built out very quickly so that we can gather feedback in terms of how people want to use the platform, etc., etc. We'll be having a complete UI refresh. Probably we'll be showing you some snapshots by next week in terms of the how the new UI is going to be, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot more pleasing to the eye and easier to use as well as you go along. So probably by mid-November is when we'll start inviting some people to our beta platform to give us some more feedback in terms of how it's come across. And by December, maybe the first week of December, you'll have the UI refresh as well.
Okay, so that's a lot that we kind of covered, guys. So let's do a little bit of a breakdown of those announcements, right? So one, we have a community update, and like that's a new platform where we're going to be launching. Number two is that there's going to be a lot of third-party kind of like integrations and new features that are going to come from other developers that are going to be, absorbing into the Nexweave ecosystem. And then finally, the platform itself is going to have like a UI update. So I think that covered majority of the major platform updates for the people that are not just consumers, but also people that were like teetering, not sure if they should purchase or not purchase. And I don't want to say that I speak for everyone, but I'm under the association and the connotation. Look, the more time that you give to me and, provide me transparency, give me news regarding, the platform, the ecosystem, and then as well I see work being done on the platform too, the more comfortable I feel about my purchase. And I don't want to say I speak for everyone, but I feel like I speak for a few people when we say those are the type of things that put us a little bit at ease, right? So I'm going to say thank you for taking the time to explain that to all of us within the community. I will put one thing out there, and as I know, but I'm going to put it out there for the community because the community may not know. What benefits could they possibly have for helping expand the external community outside of Facebook?
So just to give you a very quick glimpse, we have put aside an amount of approximately $5,000 worth of gifts, which will be available over the next quarter. And these incentives would be for people to come and contribute more ideas to the community. The whole idea is that we will be changing our onboarding process very soon, where the customer journey when they sign up on the platform would include emails that talk about various features. But the primary element is going to be that we'll nudge them to join the Facebook community and see how others are using the platform and learn and start engaging with the community. Now, that's going to be an initiative from our end, but as we've seen, the community has helped us for the past 12 months, and I'm sure many of us are enjoying the kind of content that's coming out of them. So we just thought that we'll run this experiment and see that if we go ahead and have a specialized sort of threads within the community where they can also contribute and be incentivized in some way, then it might just spur a faster growth of the community. We've fortunately hit 800 members this week. Maybe by the end of the year, we might touch about 1,500 members or 2,000 members. And the more there are in the group, the more ideas will come across, the better insights we'll have in terms of testing out the features, getting a feedback on the customer flows, getting inputs on integrations, etc., etc.
Cool. Guys, I also put that on the ticker tape on the very bottom of the frame of the screen. You can see that if you have specific integration requests or specific platforms that you'd like to see integrate with Nexweave, you can vote for them right there at nexweave.com/roadmap. So please go there. We're constantly monitoring that, as well as the Facebook group too. I'll put that up on the screen. I did that a little bit earlier today. Let me put that up real quick. There it is. So if you haven't joined our Facebook group, and let's say you're watching us on a phone, please take a screenshot of the URL. There it is coming up, facebook.com/groups/media personalization. And we say media personalization because we're not trying to just personalize your photos and your videos, but everything from GIFs, audio, web pages also, and there's more to come. Some of you probably saw that discussed in the group last night. So we'll leave something for the future. That's another media type that a lot of people haven't seen or noticed before, but that is something to consider. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I'm being very vague on purpose. Join our Facebook group and you can see the other media types that we are discussing. So I'll leave it at that. Okay, Andrew, wow, we covered a lot. I feel like in a very short amount of time over 12 minutes. Anything else that you want to cover before we let people go?
So yeah, one of the things that I wanted to point out is that as we're having discussions with developers or other SaaS platforms, we are also putting up these polls within the community. So you must have seen one poll which mentions how we're approaching an integration with UChat. So go ahead and suggest us use cases in terms of what you want to see over there, because we've seen that exercise happen with Postaga as well, where we worked on very specific use cases that can be natively integrated to make it absolutely simpler. So we don't want it to be a very open-ended sandbox if the user segment is in a niche. So go ahead and let us know how you intend to use UChat. We're having a discussion with the team at ThriveDesk as well to see what is it that we can include over there. It could be as simple as having personalized images in the chat when someone signs up on the platform, or an auto reply, etc., etc. So what we'll be doing is that we'll initiate conversations with these developers, start these polls in the community, and I would love to have your inputs on them so that we can also discuss with the respective developer that these are the specific use cases that our users want to see. So UChat is out there, Right Cream is out there right now. Go ahead, add in your comments in terms of what you wish to see, and I'll pass on the feedback to the respective developers.
Which makes sense. And we've discussed that before in the past, of using Nexweave as a way to increase the satisfaction of customers by, let's say, attaching personalization onto, let's say, an email once a support ticket was completed. So yes, that makes total sense that we want to say, hi, John, thank you for sending us a support ticket. We hope we satisfied your needs today. Right, it leaves the customer a little bit happier because it looks like you've gone that extra step to personalize that email to them, when obviously we know that it was in an automated fashion. They just don't know that, right? I can definitely see the benefits of that in the support space, whether it be like support tickets or direct chat or emails like ThriveDesk, or like a bot automation like UChat. Hi, Matt, by the way, just want to say hello. I talk to Matt every now and then, a couple times a week. That would be also two interesting partners to potentially bring them on and also discuss both platforms at the same time. So guys, if that's something that's of interest, that you want to see UChat, which is a bot platform for agencies and teams, if you want to see them come on the show, let us know. If you want to see the ThriveDesk team come on the show, let us know. We're more than happy to do an extra Tuesday stream just to help make that happen. I'm interested in both platforms. A lot of you guys know me. I like to test out a lot of software. So I don't think that'd be a bad idea. But if you have a preference as to any of those two or any other new platforms, whether they're landing pages, chat tools, email marketing tools, please let us know. And we'll see what we can do about getting them on the show. I wish there was like a full-featured shopping e-com platform. One that even includes affiliates, and I haven't really seen a full-featured, landing page store with like affiliate options. That's something that I'm looking forward to. That would be awesome to have like a complete all-in-one, to compete with like WooCommerce or Shopify, and have Nexweave integrate with them. I haven't seen something like that in a little bit, so hopefully that'll be coming soon. No, guys, I don't have a partner lined up for that. I'm just saying that would be pretty cool if we had one of those types of partners, so that way we could really demonstrate, let's say, 5 different use cases in one platform. Anyways,
And I think that's a very important point, because as we are having conversations with slightly larger organizations now, we've noticed that e-commerce and marketing automation would probably be uh, amongst the top 3 segments that we will start interacting with. Like when it comes to e-commerce, many of them want to send abandoned cart uh, images within the email with some element of personalization. Some of them also want to use that uh, as an element when someone signs up on the platform, so that they can show them a video specifically with the products that are recommended for them, etc., etc. Similarly, in the marketing automation space, like someone just mentioned about Rebout, we've been discussing with them as well, where they want to use personalization across their customer journey at multiple touch points, be it emails or push notifications, etc., etc. So uh, we'll also have a list laid out specifically for these verticals once we launch the community platform. And I'm personally having conversations with the founders of these respective companies to see how we could align it better and have some micro courses also released once the native integrations happen. So Richard and I are also discussing on how Weebout and Nexweave can work together. I'm sure all of them have got packed roadmaps, so I'm not promising something that will be released very quickly. But these are ideas that I've already floated out to them, and depending on how their sprints are aligned, we'll see some of them picked up very soon. But I'll try to see that we at least get to see about 2 or 3 integrations every month from here onwards, based on the inputs that are coming in. So UChat could be one that we see probably next month. Uh, we have a discussion with the right team where I'm expecting some of you to also share some use cases over there. So just let us know what you want us to add onto the platform and what integrations you want us to use, and we'll have them slowly but surely added on.
perfect. I'm looking forward to Vbout too. It's not often that you see a full marketing automation platform like Vbout. Hi, Richard. Looking forward to having you join us in the next week or two. And then, did we want to discuss possibly next week's guest?
Uh, we I think let's keep that as a surprise, because
Okay.
I still want to confirm the dates, especially since we're now having streams happening on Tuesdays as well as Thursdays, just to pack in more value for everyone. So I'll just confirm on the dates with each one of them, and hopefully you'll see at least 2 guys coming in every week. We'll try and
Perfect.
get more founders, more agency owners to come and talk about either how the integrations can work or some of the use cases that have worked for them. We're also having a discussion with Akshay, because many of them wanted to see how Nexweave and WhatsApp can be used together. And he's working on something which will just make it extremely smooth. So that's another thing that's uh, on our list of things to do for this particular month.
Got it. All right, cool. Well, guys, you heard it here. We have a special guest lined up for next week. We'll let you know in a few days who that other live stream partner is going to be. You won't be disappointed. Okay. On that note, we'll let you guys go. Indra, thanks for the time today, and we'll see you guys all next week. Keep social distancing in mind. Wash your hands and be safe. I'll talk to you guys later.
Take care, guys. Enjoy the weekend.
See ya. Bye, guys.